Yes, it's a very cold morning, but we are part of I would say we are still part of the ones that have the chance to be able to be in the home, in the house, learning, even though it's very cold. But besides that, that's fine. I want to say that thank you guys for attending. It comes to our week has come to an end today. So we are going to be channeling our minds into next week where we're going to have a proper full week. We've been together now for 3 days, and I'm sure now you are now at the position where by now you're able actually to test to say, am I understanding? Am I not understanding? What do I need to get help with for me to become for me to actually understand the work and for me to become actually part and parcel of the lessons? So I would really do ask that you guys always think about that. Always think about to say that how how can we make these lessons tailored for you guys? How can we make these lessons tailored for you guys? Just always think about that to say that what can we do to make these lessons better for you? And always communicate with me. I'm really happy that one of you guys contacted me yesterday. I believe that you have Twitter, so one of you guys did contact me yesterday and then say, as you had said that we should always have an open channel of communication with you. I said that is fantastic. So that is from me to say that please guys always have in mind to say that how best do we get how best do we get ways or how best can we improve, because we want that tomorrow when you go back into school, when you go back into the system, you are already prepared, and you are prepared in a way that it even motivates you to start studying alone and continuing within a system that where you are able to use the internet access that you have to study more and work harder for to get to become actually top students in the country. But saying that, here is my email address and my Twitter account. Please do use them. Use them as much as possible. As many as please send me a direct message or you can send me an email. Any one of the two work for me. Any one of the two are beautiful. Any one of the two are fine. Any one of the two are the best that, like any one of them. You can either drop me an email or you can send me a tweet. I do not have a problem with that. I do not have a problem if you can send me a direct message actually on Twitter that we can actually discuss, and you can actually say, it would be nice if you did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or I'd say it would be nice if you also added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is your guys' lesson. I'm just a person speaking the lesson, teaching the lesson, but at the end of the day, these lessons belong to you more than they are actually anything of mine. I just get to put my name on it, but in virtual fact, these lessons are your lessons. But let us get into it. I hope we're all ready. I hope we're all excited. Let us get into the work. Let us get into the work this Friday. Let us get into the work this Friday. So we're looking at long division and riddles. This is the answers for yesterday's homework. I will hope that it was done, but these are the answers for yesterday's homework. I will give you guys some time to take a screenshot, a screen grab, anything to ensure that you have the answers for yesterday's homework. please ensure that you do have the answers for yesterday's homework. It would be an exciting thing that you guys do have the answers for yesterday's homework. I also see that I have a hand. I will take questions now while you guys write because I'll give you guys 2 minutes. So it'll be up to 7 minutes past 8, or let's rather say 8 minutes past 8, and then I will take the hand that I have. Let me take the first one.
Hello, sir.
Hello, how are you?
Sir, sometimes I get confused when you're explaining.
You get confused.
Yes, sir.
Am I a bit too fast or I'm a bit too slow?
You're but too fast, sir.
All right, awesome. I'll slow down. I'll
Thank you,
slow.
sir.
Awesome. Any other?
I don't understand.
Hello? Hello?
Hi, sir.
Hi, how are you?
I need you.
I'm good. You have a question? Or
Yes, sir.
yes, what is your question?
I don't understand. That's what we did.
You don't understand from the beginning or the parts that you're still a bit lost?
Yes, sir.
All right. You know what? We're going to go over it again today. We're going to end with it, I think, on Tuesday. So you still have more than enough time. Also, another super thing is that the videos will be on YouTube, right? That you can also go over them according to your own pace. Another super thing is that, as I said earlier on, my email address and Twitter handle is there. So if you need any other help besides the class, please do contact me. But if those are just the only hands, then that would be fine. I hope that you guys are writing down the answers to the homework, because now you have a minute left. You have 1 minute left to write down the answers to the homework. And then we are going to go directly into what today's lesson is about. It's centered around division. So what I'm going to do is that, because you might have you might not have clarity, I will slow down the pace on explaining the examples and overemphasize everything using what you guys already know about division. 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I hope that you guys have had it down, the homework. I hope that it is in your books. And I also hope that you guys have been taking the screen grabs and screenshots that I always tell you to. It makes our lives easier. So let's talk about division. Let's have a conversation. When you go back, you know, when we look at the curriculum that we use in our country, right? So we use a particular curriculum in the country. Curriculum is called what the actual topics and everything that we do in school. That's what a curriculum is. But when we look at that, right, we know that we start with division in grade 3. And in grade 3, we told you guys that division is sharing. So whenever you are sharing something, anything, you are you are actually doing division. You are dividing something. Then now there are terms that you learn, I think, from grade 4, saying that there's something called a dividend, there's something called a divisor, there's something called a quotient. Same thing to what you've learned all along about division. Why? Because your dividend is the number you are dividing, which is normally the first number, right? Your divisor is the second number that you're using to divide the dividend. This one, the first number. and your quotient is your answer. The answer is called a quotient. The only difference is between this one and the long division part about it is the fact that now we first draw this image, and then we put it, the divisor here, we put the dividend in here, and on top of that, after that, we say, okay, no, we're going to put the quotient over here. That's the only difference. That is the only difference between this and that. Now, having that in mind, having that knowledge in mind, we know that there are massive numbers that literally, are huge. You say 4,866. You say 48,542. Big numbers. And it will not be as simple as here. That's why what do? We bring a friend in long division. Because long division says, look, because I have a process where you actually go for digit, it makes the dividing this whole number easier. That's why you have long division, because long division was actually intended for the big numbers. For the big numbers, that's what long division was intended. And in long division, it's the same process of what? The daddy, mommy, sister, brother process. So in long division, you divide, multiply, you subtract, you bring down. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. That's the constant process we have in long division. So before I go any more further, are there any questions? Because then we're going to take a question, a word problem, and that I want to speak about also the word problems part. But are there any questions? Does anyone have a question that you want to put through to the chat, or just raise your hand? One of the two. You can put through to the chat if you have a question, or just raise your hand, or you can just notify me through the chat that if you have no question, you can just say no in the chat. So we're just now looking for questions to say, are there any questions? While now, before we go into the actual question, into an actual worked out exercises that are going to help us understand the process, because all of this is just a process, a new process of working out this. So all of this is just this, but with huge numbers, massive numbers that, my late father used to say that if you want to see that a number is too big, that somebody always has to drink water first before they say it. Or at least just, that sound where you go like, you just swallowed some saliva. It means that you must know that that number that the person is about to say is quite massive. So that's what we use the long division process for. But since I see that in the chat, I've been given one notification that there are no questions for now, it is fine. It is fine. So let us go into the word problem part quickly. Right. So division is when you take a number and split it into equal groups, right? When dealing with word problems, particular words which you look for are sharing, splitting, giving equally. So in division word problems, you find that there's always going to be the set around giving things equally to people. Because if you have a huge number of sweets, and let's say you had 40 sweets, and you had to share them between two people, you are going to divide the 40 by 2 to find out how much each person gets out of all of these sweets. So division always speaks about sharing, splitting, or giving equally to different people. That's what division speaks about. Please write this down. I'll give you guys a quick minute to write that down. Then we go directly into an example, which I'm going to explain. So please quickly write that down for us as quick as possible. Write that down for us about division word problems. Then we're going to go into a question and we're going to do it together so that I can actually get feedback to see that, where is the misunderstanding coming from and how do we best address it. So you guys got 1 minute left, a full minute left. 1 minute just to quickly write this down. 30 seconds, 30 seconds. You have 30 seconds. 30 seconds, you have 30 seconds. 30 seconds, you have 30 seconds. 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Another bonus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so let us get into an example. Let us quickly get into an example. And I would honestly love if within this example, we talk to each other. Within this example, we talk to each other to say that, no, this is the answer and this and that. So I would love that within this example, we speak to each other right here now to say, how do we do it? How do we do it? How do we do it? Can I have a notification if we're done writing the previous slide? If I need to go back quickly, can I get a notification that are we done writing the previous slide? If from the chat, all I just need to check is just give me a notification if we're done writing the previous slide. I'll just need about 3 people to tell me they're done. So before I start this, because that information is important. All right. All right. Okay. Awesome. 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 Good, 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 good. So let us look at this very carefully. And I want us to do it together. Right? Process says divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. That is what the process is asking for, right? That is what the process is asking for. Process is asking for divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. That is what the process is asking for. So, first things first, what I'm going to do is that I start here. I've got 12,549 and I'm dividing that by 12. So I've got 12,549 and I'm dividing that by 12. I start with, because it's 2 double-digit long division, because what happens is that in long division, we're looking at it at a digit for digit basis. We're going digits for digit, right? I start here and I say, can I divide this 12 or this 12 of mine into the first double digit that I find there? Yes. Why? It's also 12. 12 into 12 goes how many times? One time. 1 times 12 is 12. 12 minus 12 is 0. That's what you do. So you say 12 into 12 goes one time. 1 times 12 is 12. 12 minus 12 is 0. So you've divided, you've multiplied, you subtracted. Then what you do is that you bring down the 5. That's what happens. We tested it, saying no, it can go into 12. 12 divided by 12 or 12 into 12 goes one time. 1 times 12 is 12. 12 minus 12 is 0. Then we bring down the 5. Now, remember what I told you guys, that after you bring down, after you've brought down the number, then you still find that the number is smaller than the divisor. It means that the number has what? A 0. When I now, after I've brought down and I found out the number that I have now is still smaller than the divisor, because each time you bring down, you are supposed to have a number here that is more than the divisor. But now, because I found that, no, I have a number that's still under the divisor, it means that in my quotient up here, there's a 0. So I know that I say 12, we won't divide 5 by 12 or 12 into 5. We know that we're going to have to put a 0. 0 times 12 is 0. 5 minus 0 is 5. Now we've certified the 0 in the quotient. We bring down the 4. 12 into 54. We find that, no, 54 is not a multiple of 12. So we look for a multiple of 12 before 54, which is what? 48. And we know that to get to 48, it's 12 times 4. So if we put a 4 here, 4 times 12 is 48. 54 minus 48 is what? 6. Bring down the 9. Same process. 12 into 69. 69 is not a multiple of 12, but 60 is. How many times does 12 go into 60? 5 times. We put a 5 here. 5 times 12 is 60. 69 minus 60 is 9. Then your final answer is 1045 remainder 9. Are there any questions? Do we have any questions or any clarity seeking that you need? Anything that you know you're still confused by before I go into the next question, which you guys are going to be the ones to actually explain. And then we have our minutes for class work. Are there any questions? Are we fine on this? Are we cleared on this? Are we clear on this? Please do take the time now to write it down. I'll give you guys 2 minutes to quickly write it down. Then we'll go on to the next question. So your 2 minutes have already started. You can screenshot and all of that I said, but please take the time to quickly write this. And think, is there anything that you guys don't understand that I need to, again, reduce my pace again? And because now today I said, okay, it's fine. Because the suggestion is that you should reduce your pace. I'm going to reduce my pace and explain step by step. So do we have anything that needs clarity? Any question? I see a lot of people said no. I'll find one person asking, saying yes. Let me unmute the person who needs help. Hello? 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 All right. Hello? Hello? All right. Seems to be a problem. It's fine. Seems to be a slight problem. It's fine. Seems to a problem. It's fine. I want just people to tell me they're done, and then we're going to the next one where you guys are going to help me explain. Right, I see that someone says that they have a question. Let's go into the part and try and unmute here. Hello. I think maybe the problem is the connection. I'm not sure from my side or from that side. But I did try taking a question. Now I think maybe the problem might be also from my side. It's fine. We'll see as we go along if it improves. If it improves, then we'll see as we go along. Right. Let's go to the next question quickly while we still have time. While we still have time, let's go into the next question. Let's go into the next question. Henry has 7,501 toys. He wants to share them equally amongst his 13 friends. How many cars will each friend get? So sharing equally says what? Division. Sharing equally says what? Division. So, all right. Just 2 minutes. We see that Naledi had a question. We just wanted to check if maybe Naledi can check if her mic is fine, because we've been trying to unmute, but it's not working out currently. It's fine. It's fine. Let us get into the lesson and then we'll see what we can do. Plus, you can just send a direct text to me through the chat, and then we'll see what we can do as we go along. So Henry has 7,501 toys. He wants to share them equally amongst his friends. How many cars will each friend get? So as I see it in the chat, it's saying that we want to share equally. We are going to divide 7,501 by 13. And we start that process. So I want that I want that someone who understands, let us talk together. How did we get the answer of 577? Anyone who is oh, sorry about that, it's just too close to each other. How did we get an answer of 577 toys? Which would be awesome. Imagine your friend giving you 577 toys. That would be amazing. I wish I had friends like that. But yeah, let's talk. Hello?
Hello, sir.
Oh, we're together. Awesome. I can hear you. Please, let us discuss, how did we get the answer of 577?
So first, you try to do 13 divided by 7, but you can't do that. So you use the next number. So you use 75.
Yes.
13 divided by 75. 75 is not one of the numbers in the 13 times table. So then the closest one to 75 is 65.
I like what I'm hearing. So we know that 75 is not a multiple of the 13. So we look for the closest one, which is 65, which is how many times?
Which is 5 times, sir.
All right. So we said what? 5 times 13 is 65. 75 minus 65 is 10. Bring down the 0. Go on. It's your show now. Go on.
Okay.
Continue.
So then 100 is not a multiple of 13 of the 13 times table either. So we
Awesome.
went to the closest one. It's 91. So
Yes.
so then 91 minus 100 equals 9. So then you bring
Uh-huh.
down the 1.
All right. All right. And then you go on. Go on. I like what I'm hearing. So did you remember to put in the 7? Because if you put 91 here, or if you think it's 91, remember that there's the multiplication part. So did you put the 7 after that? Yeah.
Yes,
Next
sir.
to,
You must
yes, you
put
put the
that.
7
You
up.
must
And then you
you
say
must put
7 times 13 is 91. 100 minus
yes,
91 gives us 9. Go on.
yes. Then we bring down the 1.
Yes.
And 91 is a multiple of the 13 times table. So
How
then
many
it's
times?
so then it's 91 minus 91 equals 0. Then you put the
Yes.
7 on top as well. And you don't
Because
have
it
any
shows
remaining.
Yes, because it shows that 7 times 13 uh, is 91. So eventually your final answer is 577. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I like the fact that you also kept on mentioning the fact about it either being a multiple or not. That to me was super. That to me was super because it shows that you understood and you are getting it as we are going along. So let us
Yes,
go to
sir.
exercise. Super, super, super. Shows that you are understanding. I cannot, I cannot, I cannot say how proud I am. So please, guys, quickly do this at exactly 22. We're going to do exactly 22. We're going to do some of the corrections for it. So at least try number 1 and number 3. Yeah. If you can't do all of them, try number 1 and number 3. Your time started now. So 22. When we're supposed to close off, we're going to just try and see look at the answers quickly, and then I pop up the homework, and then close our story for Friday, but we will have homework for the weekend. So please, guys, I will just keep quiet until I see it's 1 minute. So it's going to be 8:39. Then I'll remind you guys to say now your time is up. So please use it as much as possible. 22, 22, 22. 8:40 is where now we're going to look at the answers. Please try this out as soon as, please try this out, guys. As I said, 22 is when now we're going to look at the answers. 22 9. We're going to look at the answers. Guys, you have 3 minutes left to do this class exercise. As I said, that if you feel that you'll need more time, you can also just try number 1 and number 3. Number 1 and number 3. It's very important that we learn the process of it. Very important that we learn the process of the whole division process. It's very important that we learn the process, because it's the only thing that can help us is by learning the process, on how to divide, So we need to practice and practice and practice and practice some more. We need to practice and practice and practice some more. You have 1 minute left. 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 1 minute left until we need to do corrections. You have 1 minute left. I'll give you guys an extra minute, but you must know that we need to close the lesson at 8:45. We need to close it at 8:45. So I'll ask you guys to pick a question, either 1, 2, 3, or 4 that we'll do, and then I will quickly explain that, and then I need to show you homework. So please, please, you have literally 1 minute left. Literally 1 minute left. I'll spare a minute. And then you'll just have to pick a question. we'll do number 3 so that you guys have something to write down to reference with. And then we're going to go into the homework. And then I'll give you also guys a task that you must do for the weekend. Some thinking that you must do, because you know maths needs you guys to take time to reflect on certain things. So number 3 is the one that we're going to look at and we're going to try out. And then I'm going to show up your homework. Number 3 is the one we're going to look at and the one we're going to try out. And then I'm going to put up your homework. I see I have a hand. I know that the hand might be to assist with number 3. I will unmute the person the minute the time is up, which is now. So let us try number 3 quickly, real quickly. 1, 2, 3. So number 3 was Peter had 37,042 gummy bears. He packs 53 in one pack to sell at a market. How many packs of gummy bears can he make to sell at the market? So in each pack, there are 53 gummy bears, and he wants to know how many gummy bears is he going to pack into the market and what will be left behind. Who is willing to help? Let me unmute someone I haven't spoken to. Hello.
Hi, sir.
I'm good, and you?
Sir, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Sir, you blurred. Your voice is like it's coming a little bit, sir. So I can't hear you.
All right, it's fine. I think it's just my internet acting up. I do apologize for that. I can hear you guys, but I don't know why you guys can't hear me, and I'm being very, very loud in the house. It's fine. Let me just quickly do this. I think it's the internet itself. It does this at times. I do apologize for that. I will rectify that. But noting on the time, let me quickly do this so I can show you the homework. So we said 53, we couldn't do the first double digit. We had to go for the whole 3 digits. And we're looking at 370, right? 53 to 370. We know that 370 is not a multiple of 53. So we needed to look for something. So we say 53 times 1, 53 times 2, 53 times 3, until we found that 53 times 6 gives us what? 380. Going beyond this, we're going to go over the 370 that we had. So what we did was we said that it's 6 times, and 6 times 53 is 318. We subtracted 2 to get an answer of 52. Bring down the 4. Then we said 53 into 524. This is not a multiple of 53. So we needed to look for one. So we're thinking times 3, times 2, times, you keep on multiplying. Each time you're going to be multiplying and going higher. Why? Because you need a reserve of numbers on the side that helps you understand to say that, no, as I'm going along, I'm actually following a process. So times 6, times, you keep on writing that on the side. We found out that 53 times 9 gives us what? 477. We subtract the 2 and then we get an answer of 47. Bring down the 2. Then we said 53 into 47 doesn't help us. But we know that times 8 gives us what? 424. And 8 times 53 is 424. We subtracted 2, the answer gives us 48. So he made 696 packs, and he was left over with 48 gummy bears, which he was going to maybe eat them alone. Quickly write this down, and then I want to quickly show you homework, and then we're done. Quickly write this down, Then I show you your homework and then we're done. You have a minute to write this down as fast as possible. 1 minute to write this down as fast as possible. The minute has started. We can only spare 2 minutes because our time is up. So quickly write this down, quickly for a minute, quickly write it down, take a screen grab, everything, have a minute. Then once the minute is up, then I'm going to go into the homework. So quickly write this down. Quickly write this down. So I can also give you a minute to write the other things that we have as well. Quickly write it down. Quickly do that. You have about 20 seconds left to write this down. 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds. You have 20 seconds left to write this down. 20 seconds left to write this down. 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right. Right, all right. I see most of you are done. Your homework. Right. So part of your homework is, guys, think as well about our lessons this weekend and think about what can we do to make the lessons more applicable to you. Please write down your homework now, and then also part of the homework, think about what can be done to the lessons to make the lessons more workable for you, that you can understand. So please do take the time to think about our lessons and always find and try to find ways to make the lessons more understanding and more better for you. Please do that. Please do that. And my case is done for the day. My case is done for the day. I will next time ensure that I think maybe that I just have to contact and see what's going on with the internet. But besides that, guys, see you next week. Love you all. Stay super students. Goodbye. Stay super students and goodbye.